Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We got us a little bit of a tight space to work, a lot of stuff to work around on this one. We're going to be replacing this culvert right here. It's rusted out, the road keeps collapsing, so we're going to replace it. And we got a dog that keeps barking, so don't mind the dog barking in the background.
Quite a bit of water.
Yeah, it's holding back a lot of water. What's it been, about a year ago we cleaned this ditch? We debrushed all this, cleaned all this. That was solid brush through there, and we dug it, and this was one of the holdups of the water, so now we're going to replace it. We got a gas line on this side that goes over the top, and we have a fiber cable on this side that goes over the top, so we'll have to locate them, and we'll have to work our pipe under them once we get it all dug out. So we'll get the 220 unloaded and we'll get started this morning. It's a beautiful rainy day, isn't it, George?
Yeah.
Windy, rainy, just nasty out today. Well, we're gonna get started here. Get some of this road out of our way. It's not real thick. Just gonna peel it up. Another road that's scheduled to be repaved eventually, so we're just going to put limestone back in here for now. Alright, so we got us to start peeling the road up here. Just gonna take one bucket tooth at a time and break it up. This is another road that's scheduled to get repaved eventually. So we're just gonna go through here and perforate this, get out what we need out of our way. This is just a patch that they put in to fill that. I'll go through and trim that off straighter later. Track over that, get on the other side and peel this side towards me so I'm not peeling up the road where I'm sitting. Very thick asphalt, that's for sure. This goes a lot easier when it's about 100 degrees out. Stuff is definitely a lot softer. Get me one of them asphalt cutters that go on the cutting edge of the bucket. It's like a disc blade and cuts it. I suppose I could use a concrete saw, cut-off saw. This works pretty quick. to see what the county will do when they go to repave this. They'll just take their mill on their skid loader and mill out this area a little farther back, and then they'll put whatever they need to back in. It's just our job to get the pipe changed out and then get the limestone back in it. And then they wait a little while, and then they come back and they repave or pave the whole road or whatever they've got scheduled to do. Alright, I'm gonna get back on this side. George and Dad are over there banding the pipe together. Get that started. Well, I think I'm going to trim a little more off of that side. I think I'm going to need it. There we go. Go a little more. Give us a little more room to work. That center's pretty hard. We got to deal with that gas line, we got to deal with that fiber. So I'm hoping to dig out the center, and then we'll dig each way with a shovel and find them. I think that'll be the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to switch buckets and use the smooth edge to clean this out. Grab my ditch bucket real quick, set my tooth bucket behind me in case I need it. I don't know if I'll need it anymore, but we don't know, because we don't know what's buried in there. It could be some big chunks of concrete. Don't want to tear my cutting edge up. Bucket's sitting off the side of the road and it's tipped. I'm gonna try and get it. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Well, that's a pain in the butt. There we go. Shouldn't have sat it there, I guess. Turn around here and get on there. There we go. Rookie. So for those of you that try to figure out where I'm working, we are at the beautiful Bass Lake, Indiana. You can see it right through the trees down the road there. Well, maybe. But we're on one of the little side streets here, known as Shusky Road. Oh, George wants through. Go on, George. There he goes. Make sure I seen him first. I think we're gonna pile this asphalt right here. It is a tight area to work. Be nice to have like a 160 size for these tighter areas, or a zero tail swing, something like that. It's one of them jobs where it's just a little too big for a mini and a little too small for a 220. But we'll make it work. Can't hit any power lines or communications cables or anything like that. just hope it's not backed filled with chunks of concrete or something stupid, because that makes it really hard for digging around utilities. I was working on a pipe job similar to this one time, and it was all backfilled with chunks of concrete, and I was using actually our little EX60, and I was trying to gently grab the chunks of concrete out because they were just kind of too big to try to handle by hand. And I grabbed one and it turned another one. Well, the other one that it turned was against the plastic gas line, and it punctured the gas line. So we had to call NIPSCO. They came out and fixed the gas line, and of course automatically it was our fault. Well, the damage prevention officer came out, slapped me on the wrist, told me I was a bad boy for doing that. I said, well, it's not my fault that somebody backfilled it in chunks of concrete. Just one last piece and I'm going to call it good on the asphalt. The rest of it's small, it ain't going to hurt anything. I'll probably just crunch the other stuff up, smaller pieces, and just use it as backfill like I did the last one. That worked out real nice, made a nice good base. I don't like burying chunks of concrete, but the asphalt I don't mind because it breaks up small and it's soft. Save some of that stone for the ends. Try to anyways. Be nice to know if the company that just put that wire in or fiber in, be nice to know if they went under the pipe or over the pipe. Well, I did find some sort of old telephone wire there. There was no telephone marked, so apparently it must be an old one. It is old copper, it's not fiber. Those are cheap to fix. It's the fiber optic ones that are expensive. Luckily, I've never hit one. You're worried about that? That's ancient shit. Alright, so we did find a phone line, but it's old copper and there was nothing out here for phone line, just fiber. So it must be an old abandoned line or something. We took pictures and documented it though. And if it was anything good, nobody came and marked it. That, I'm not even sure what that is. That's old. Telegraph wire or something. Hell, I don't know. Alright, I'll get this dug up and we'll see what we got when we get down there. Dad and George are going to try to get a locate on that gas line, get some eyes on it, see where it's at. Sure been nice if they would have bored that under. Must not have found it yet. While they're over there, I'm going to take a few dips over here. Stay away from them markings. Found it. Caved off of it. It's a big one. Alright. Yeah, I can see it. Just keep digging some here and we'll get some more off of it. that stuff has been washing out from under it. Well, at least we found that one. That's the expensive one right there. Well, we have found the gas line, and it is a steel gas line. It's not a plastic one, which that's surprising. We gotta be very careful around it. There's silo blocks down there and everything else. Adjust this a little bit. There we go. Now we can still see what, yeah, there we go. The only scary part about them gas lines is they get rusty and they get thin. Got over here on this side a little bit. I had to crawl up on top of that pile of asphalt, but do not want to hurt that gas line. You gotta remember, I'm even closer to the poles now. A lot of glass jars and bottles in this one. And there's chunks of the old culvert in here too. I don't know who decided to bury all that. Switch buckets and just jerk that old pipe out and we'll clean it up. Well, we're gonna get the old pipe out now. It is broke in the middle, so it should come out. that right there. There's the other half of it. So this is a county ditch, and I am working on the 75-foot right of way here. Just so happens there's a house that is right next to the 75-foot right of way. That's why it looks like I'm working in their yard. But I'm actually working on the ditch right of way. See it very well. Drag it over that fiber optic. one. I see it right there. The old one that was here before that they replaced, and they just buried it. Buried it. What a mess. We're gonna let some water out of here. I got it kind of dammed up upstream. See what happens. The reason I done that was I shoved everything off the end of that pipe so I didn't have to drag it towards that gas line, and it just ended up damming the ditch off, so I just left it that way until I got the rest of the stuff dug out that I wanted out. Let it rinse through. We'll relieve the water and see what we've got. We want to lower this a little bit also, because it was a little too high. Oh yeah, we got water flowing now. We'll let that wash for a little bit. Let's see what we got. Now we're going to try to put pipe in. I'll let them take the bobcat and shove the other end in. There is a drain pipe sticking out of the bank, and we don't want to break that off, so we'll just let them shove it around. And there we go. There we go. A little more. Keep going. Keep going. A little more. Perfect. That'll work. Turn this back a little bit so we can see what's going on up here. There it goes. Get that end down the water, it'll get a little buoyant. George down there. Right, George? Going back in the bucket?
Yeah, I don't want to ride it.
Okay.
That's good.
I figured you'd ride it. You know, you were a rodeo guy back in the day.
It's not that warm out today.
Okay. So I got this all filled back in, and I accidentally didn't realize I didn't have the camera going for part of it. So I just said the heck with it, because you've watched me fill several of these in anyways, so you know how I do it. Just kind of patting this in a little bit. Got rid of all that stone in there. county utilities. Turned out real nice. County's gonna bring some fill to dump in there first, and then we'll get our 53 limestone back in there, and we'll close it up. So we got our first load of 53s here. I'm just gonna go ahead and drag them out just a little bit. Then I'll let George take over with Bobcat. Kind of helps him get started a little bit since it's in a pile and there's no room to get around the pile on the other side to push it in. We are going to get 53s for the top, and then we'll be getting some riprap tomorrow for the sides. This in a little bit. Gotta be careful I don't get that fiber optic. George will get that all graded off. Get some more stone on it. It's gonna look nice again. While George is working on grading that stone off, I'm going to pick up the pieces of this old pipe and consolidate them a little bit so we can set them on the trailer and take them to recycle. Get the dirt out the best I can. Now there's a little mud in there still. Try to get them as clean as I possibly can if we're going to the scrapyard. Them stainless steel truck beds have some of the loudest tailgates I've ever heard in my life. I don't think I'll ever own a stainless steel truck bed. They're loud. The stainless ones. The steel ones aren't loud, the aluminum ones aren't bad, them stainless ones are just loud. Got all the dirt out of it. Just don't want to come out of there. There it goes. Shake it more than twice, you're playing with it. Oh, there's Dad with lunch. I am getting kind of hungry. It is 2 o'clock and we haven't ate lunch yet. We'll take all this dirt from these pipe and shove it off the other side of the road. Just get under this with the bobcat and the forks, pick it right up and set it on a trailer. Alright, last little few pieces I can pick up by hand. I'm gonna go eat some lunch. Well, we're on day 2 of this project. Just getting started here, waiting on the county to bring us a couple loads of riprap. We're gonna line each end of this like we usually do. As you can see, we've dropped the water tremendously. We've dropped it a good, probably 1.5 feet or so. That's what we wanted. It's flowing real nice through that pipe. Pipe's looks a little odd, but it's tough to put a straight pipe in a curved ditch, and there's actually a pretty good curve right here. It's hard to notice, but there is. So that's why that pipe's aimed this way just a little bit, but that's okay. It's not going to cause any problems. So as soon as our riprap gets here, I'm getting a 220 and I'll get that packed in and neaten up them sides on each side of the crossing there, and we'll be done here. And we can move on to the next one. The next one, that's just a plastic pipe. That's out in a farm field. It's just a crossing, and Cousin Matt's it's gonna be the first farm that Cousin Matt plants for the spring, for the soybeans. So he wants to get that changed out. It's got a big hole out in the middle of the crossing, and when I say big hole, it's a big hole. It's about 4 foot in diameter, about 3 foot deep, so it needs to have something done with it. It's all rusted out, washed in. We're actually going to put a 24-inch plastic pipe in there, two 20-foot sections to make him a 40-foot wide crossing. So, all right, as soon as the riprap gets here, we'll get it packed in, and we'll get this one done. very careful putting it in this side because of that fiber optic cable. So I did dig some of the stone back out so that I can scoop up this riprap. Kind of have a place where I can scoop it into and scoop it up. And then when we're all done, we'll put the stone back over it. So if there are any crumbs, they'll be buried. I normally get the riprap before I put the stone on the crossing, but in this case I didn't, because by the time we got this crossing put back in, it was late and the county highway department was already closed for the day, so I couldn't get any more riprap. I wanted to get the road open for the night, so that's why I got the 53s and got them back in. Because this is a dead-end road, and the only way in and out is through a private driveway that takes you back to the highway. So I figured if I got to 53s, I could get the road back open for the night, and I could do the riprap the next day. sealed truck bed. Oof. Wow. Get started on this side. Got to worry about the wires overhead. That side we don't have to deal with the fiber optic cable. I actually pat it in the way that I want to. I'll get this put in. Well, excuse me. Got this riprap put in. I patted it in. Looks real nice. It's going to serve its purpose. It's probably going to grow up into a little bit of grass and weeds anyways, because they like the natural look out here at Bass Lake. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean out in front of the pipes where some of it fell in. It just kind of happens. There's nothing you can do about it. Then I got to dip some sand out of here. We'll put this road back together and we're out of here. We'll go on to Cousin Matt's and get his crossing in. Just need to push some of this away from the mouth of the pipe. Tuck it back in there a little bit. Like so. There we go. Up nice. George is getting the road done. We're able to widen it out a little more by having that riprap in there. The rain will wash that little dirt that's in there out. I like it. Just got to get the signs put back in. And it's done. Well, that's one way to put the signs back in. Yeah, a little farther. Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever you think.